Hi everyone, welcome to our new segment, Skincare Shelfies, where I'm going to ask our Adore Beauty staff what's on their skincare shelf. My name's Geordie. I am the brand marketing coordinator here at Adore Beauty for skincare and wellness.
Geordie has also tried hundreds and hundreds of skincare products.
I have. First up, we have the love and adored Megan from our content team, who you might recognise from What's in Your Makeup Bag. All right, Megan.
Yes.
What's your skin type?
So I have a pretty normal skin type.
Okay.
If anything, it can skew towards like the dry side through winter, that sort of vibey vibe. But I would say I'm very much normal to dry. Maddie did ask me to send through photos of my skincare shelf. This is like what I'm using at the moment. And then these two are like the reserves of other stuff. Working at Adore, we get a lot of different products to try.
Look how much she has.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I'll show you mine.
Yeah, yours
when
will
we
be even
finish.
bigger. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
wild.
yeah.
All right, Megan.
Yeah.
So I want you to take me through your AM routine.
My AM routine is very like basic BITCH, and I keep it simple so that I actually can try and stick to it. So my non-negotiables are a cleanse. I've been loving ASAP Gentle Cleansing Gel. I'm sure this will be a very popular one among the crowd. But yeah, I usually can't use a gel cleanser because I find that my face ends up feeling like stripped and I don't know, it
That's
just feels like a bit harsh.
huge problem with gel cleansers. Yep.
But this one is amazing.
Yep.
Doesn't sting when it goes in your eyes. It has antioxidants in it. So if you're not sure where to start with the cleanser, I would say this is like a holy grail. Give it a try. Then I like to go in with something bougie. I have such a depressing story about this. So it's SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic, which I'm loving. It actually took me 3 years to try this after being at Adore.
That actually surprises me.
Yeah, I didn't want to try it because I'm like, it's so expensive.
Yeah, but it's like the Adore holy grail.
I know.
You have to try this if you work at Adore.
I'm getting married this year, so I was like, oh, I should give it a whirl. And it's literally like
It really
everything.
is. I use it too, and it's everything.
Yeah, even I think because it's got the vitamin E in it as well, it gives me that nice glow. But I know that there are other formulations of SkinCeuticals vitamin C's that are better suited towards oily, acne prone.
This is definitely better for dry skin.
So I'd been using this for like 2 weeks, and I'm like crapping onto everyone about how much I love it. And then one morning I must have like just left it kind of like that, like the dropper wasn't on properly. And I was drying my hair and the cord from my hairdryer must have like just nicked this, and I did not realize the whole thing was sitting in a puddle. But yeah, literally I would say most of the bottle just had to get mopped up. Very expensive. You won't want to try it, but once you do, you will definitely repurchase. It's worth the investment in my eyes. After vitamin C, if I'm having a lazy girl day, I will just go straight in with my SPF.
Yep.
But if I'm being a good gal, I will usually go in with either niacinamide or hyaluronic acid. It just depends how I'm feeling on the day.
So question on this.
Yeah.
How long do you wait before you apply something else on top of your vitamin C?
Yeah, I give it a good 2 minutes.
I always wonder that.
I have found like this actually does dry down quite fast.
It does.
It actually does
Yeah.
compared to like other serums. But yeah, I try to give it 2 minutes. Sometimes I'll even like, I don't know, brush my teeth or something in between. I'll go in with either hyaluronic acid if I'm feeling a bit dry, or if I just feel like, you know, I want to be that girl and just be a little bit extra, I'll go in with niacinamide.
Yeah.
And if I'm being lazy, I go in with none. These are actually both from SkinCeuticals, and
I love
like,
SkinCeuticals.
yeah, they're really good.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
really
this is like
great.
a little rebrand moment maybe. But I like these because if you're a complete skincare newbie, they actually have little descriptions of what each serum does. So this one deeply hydrates and plumps. This is the hyaluronic 1% serum. And then this one strengthens and calms. So this is the 10% niacinamide power serum. But I also do use these in my PM routine, so we'll circle back to them later on. And then once that's done, I usually pop on some SPF. Now, obviously we can't say very much about SPF because of TGA, but what I will say is for my normal to dry skin type, I like a dewy finish on my skin. So the Supreme Screen Hydrating Facial Sunscreen is appropriate for that. It's an SPF 50 plus, UVA, UVB broad spectrum. And then the other SPF that I cycle in and out is the La Roche-Posay and Thalios 50 plus SPF high protection invisible fluid sunscreen. So I'll just show you the texture differences.
Yeah.
Both are very hydrating, so suitable for normal to dry skin. Now, because these are both quite hydrating SPFs, I choose not to use a moisturizer underneath these because I feel like my skin is already hydrated enough with just the SPFs alone.
Let's go through your PM routine, and I can imagine there's quite a few more products in there than your AM routine.
So I'll usually do like some sort of oil cleanse, and then I'll go in again with the ASAP Gentle Cleansing Gel. So usually, I don't know, I might go in with like Alpha H Melting Moments.
Yes, love
cleansing
that.
balm, or Medic 8 Lipid Balance.
Lipid balancing cleansing oil.
If I have makeup on, I use the, what are they called? Face Halo. To
Yes.
like help get everything off. I do like to use a retinol. This is the La Roche-Posay retinol serum, and it actually has B3 in it as well. So
A double whammy.
nice and hydrating, as well as getting your retinol benefits.
Yeah.
My skin was very, very sensitive to retinol.
Yeah.
It took me probably like a year off and on because I just felt like I kept freaking out from it. And by I mean my skin. That is kind of what I use for, I guess, age management, that kind of vibe.
Is it red?
No, I'll show you. I think it has to be this color to protect the formula.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, a red serum.
So
I've
the
never seen
serum
that.
is kind of like a yellowy color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a clear yellowy color. Looks a bit like mucus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels really nourishing on the skin.
Yep.
Which is nice. If I'm having a retinol night, I will not go in with any other active just because my skin can be a little bit fussy.
Yes.
So I will just pop on my retinol. I'll pop on something like a hyaluronic acid, a moisturizer, and we call it a day.
Love it.
If I'm looking for a really nice glow, I do use, this is how much I've used it, it's literally coming off. But this is actually Alpha H Liquid Gold.
Yep.
So yeah, glycolic acid really just helps with exfoliation, getting those new skin cells through, and the glow that I get from this, especially when I pair it with like a vitamin E or something really nourishing, is just next level.
How often are you using this?
Only once a week.
Yeah, she's strong.
Yeah.
She's a strong product.
It is strong. Yeah.
And it's something you definitely should not be using every night.
No.
And definitely, as you said, not with any actives.
I will only use retinol once, maximum twice a week.
Okay.
And I usually only use Liquid Gold once a week. And then we have the hydrators that I spoke to before. So we've got the Skinstitute 10% Niacinamide Power Serum, and then we have the Hyaluronic 1% Complex Serum. These you can use at any time in your routine,
Yep.
and AM or PM.
Yep.
So I have a face oil,
Yep.
and I have a moisturizer.
Yep.
So the face oil is Murad Multivitamin Infusion Oil.
Okay.
I'm literally obsessed with this.
I've never used a face oil before, and
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start.
I'll
because
put some on your hand because the consistency is gorge. This one's
I've
really
never
light.
known where to put them in my routine.
Yeah.
But I have really dry skin, so I feel like it's
See how
it's the missing
light?
link. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's like
It's
it's
really
not
nice.
heavy. It absorbs nicely. It
Doesn't
gives you
feel like oil. I can't explain
No.
it. It feels like a serum with a little bit of oil in it.
Exactly
in the bucket.
right.
Yeah.
It's super lightweight. It has so many skincare ingredients in there. And it's also really, really good at just hydrating the skin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I'm feeling dry, that goes on. And then
And that's before your moisturizer.
before my moisturizer.
I love that.
I think if the oil was heavier,
Yeah.
then maybe you'd pop it over the top of your moisturizer.
Yep.
Or Joe actually likes to mix
Mix
her oil.
them. I've
in.
heard that as well.
And then lastly, we have the Bioderma Sensibo Defense Rich
I love
Active
this
Soothing
product.
Cream. Super hydrating, but it doesn't feel thick or heavy on the skin.
Yep.
And really great for sensitive skin as well.
Exactly. Their Sensi Bio range is great for sensitive
Yeah.
skin. So anything from that range, if you have sensitive skin, is
You
fantastic.
love this too, don't you?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And then last step is just Laneige
A
lip
little
sleeping mask.
luxury treat.
Yeah, this is a luxury treat. But you know what? It lasts ages.
It lasts ages.
Like I've had this for months and it's still
How does it look?
going.
It looks exactly like mine.
Yeah.
Do you use the little
The
scooper,
It's
or do
there,
you
but
use
I
your
don't.
finger
I
or your
usually
nail?
use the back of my nail.
Yeah, and then you scoop
Because
it
like
on.
my hands are clean. I've just come out of the shower.
Thanks, Megan. Thanks for coming to Skincare Shelfie.
I've loved it.
I am going to incorporate some oils into my night routine, and I'm going to get back to you on how that went because I'm really excited for that. I think my skin needs it, especially going into winter. That wraps up today's episode of Skincare Shelfie. We can't wait to see who we pull next to see their Skincare Shelfie.
Yes. Then on to PM routine.
Do you want me to-
Oh yeah. You go. Yeah.
This is my show.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.